Hey, welcome to this History Masterclass. I'm Mr. Salagaras, and today we're going to learn about the feudal system in Japan. Alrighty. In the previous episode, we talked about how Minamoto no Yatoriomo took power of the Japanese government and became the Shogun of Japan. Today, we're going to focus on what happened as a result of this change in the way that Japan was governed during this time. So after he became Shogun, Yatoriomo appointed a military government in each of the provinces of Japan. He did this by using the power he had gained in the imperial court by siding with various factions within that court. The emperor challenged that proposal but wasn't successful in overcoming it. At this point in Japan's history, a system called the feudal system became the way in which society operated. The feudal system just refers to the way that the society was run. In this social system, workers were granted land. In return, they would offer services, resources, and taxes to the governing official, ruler, or authority of that region. This is what happened in Japan during this time. Yatoriomo strengthened this system by giving his supporters land. These supporters, in turn, gave parts of their land to their warriors so that they would protect them and their land. Over the next 700 years, this shogun government and system would rule Japan. During that time, the shogun rose to power. Different shoguns rose to power from different clans. Over this time, the emperor and his court remained in isolation and didn't have any real power over the people of Japan. So if we look at this diagram here, it gives us an idea of how the feudal system worked and operated. With at the top of this pyramid, we have the emperor, and as we work our way down, we've got the lower classes, so the different levels in the society in this feudal system. Beneath the emperor, we got the daimyo, which were the wealthy landowners, and the shogun. The shogun was above the daimyo, regardless of what this picture here shows you. Beneath that, we've got the samurai, then we've got the largest class, which is the peasants and the artisans, and beneath that, we've got the merchants. So there was a lower class than that, which we'll talk about in another video, but this gives you just a pretty broad idea of how society was structured into different groups. Okay. In 1603, the new shogun Tokugawa Ieyasu became a powerful ruler of Japan. He limited the power and authority of the emperor to make decisions. During this time, the feudal system was very strong. The landowners, called the daimyo, which means big names, were allowed to rule domains in return for providing the shogun with support. What happened then was that the shogun would control 1/4 of the land and the daimyo the rest. The shogun really depended on the support and the loyalty of the daimyo during this time, as they were important people in Japan. The daimyo were also dependent on other classes of Japanese people. These were the samurai and the peasants in their domain. The samurai would offer the daimyo protection for their land in return for money, housing, and food. The peasants supported the daimyo with labor, taxes, and military assistance. Sometimes these daimyo could be very wealthy and then pose a threat to the shogun. Ieyasu knew this and placed some restrictions on what the daimyo could do and have. Okay, hey, that finishes our video here on the feudal system during the Middle Ages. Hey, make sure you go back and watch it again if there's points that you missed. To summarize it, what happened was that the feudal system became strengthened. We also talked about how there's different levels within the feudal system and how each of those were dependent upon each other and served each other in some sort of way. Hey, make sure you like this video, subscribe to it, and like I keep saying, go back and watch it again if there's points that I missed. Hey, thank you for watching.